Right guys, back with another video. Today's video is another recap of the week that just commenced from the 4th to the 8th. We'll talk about by day. Towards the end of the video, again, there will be a um, picture of my top step dashboard showing the exact P&Ls and everything that I'm talking about and seeing how it all added up and what my P&L was for the week. Now, this video is hopefully going to be shorter than last week's videos. Last week's video was about 30 minutes long, so hopefully we can get this down to about 20-25 minutes at the longest. But yeah, we'll take it day by day. This week was a very eventful week, very interesting week, very good learning points, but also very bad mistakes. So we go to Monday. Start with Monday. Monday was a very not a nice day. It didn't look very nice on paper. The market was not the best, but I took a quick trade. Didn't want to give it any time to rocket on me. Was happy to get out and walked off for the day. Up, $180 on the day. More than good enough for me for a green day. More than good enough for me on any day. To almost $20. So we'll keep that one short. Now we're going into the 6th. I haven't got any trade to the 6th. Why? Because I took every trade on my phone. Now, usually last week when I did this, the week before when I did this, sorry, I was very upset because it was different. It was a very different situation. This time I could see everything and I just executed on my phone. So in theory, I could have and should have probably screen recorded from my phone, but I didn't do it. I think I took a little video of the actual day. If I didn't, apologies, but the P&L was $994.32. I was up on a day. I took 3 trades. All 2 contracts. It was a very, very nice day. In reality, I could have held that trade, the first trade, and just held that, and I probably would have took off the day $2,000 or $3,000. I just sort of tried to lock it in because I was on my phone and was not really wanting to hold trades that long. I just literally took the trades on my phone. I could see everything that I wanted to see. I could see my book map and stuff. I was just on my phone because I didn't have it open on the thingy, so it was fine by me to take that sort of trade. That was a really good day, really nice day. Maybe should have done um, maybe should have done a bit more with. If I was on my computer, I probably could have managed my stops a bit better and stuff like that. Not my stops, put my break evens in and let trades run a bit more maybe. But at the end of the day, it's still a really nice day. $1,000 is really, really nice. So I can't really complain about that. We'll go into Wednesday now. Wednesday for me was a very bad mental day in general. I had some things going on in the morning and not the best stuff. I had to, as much as it's not a massive deal, I had to take the car for an MOT. And the car found the MOT for it had a cut on the tyre, that's it. Everything else was fine. It just had a cut on the tyre, which obviously was a bit of a it's not annoying. It's not that bad. It's just a bit of a headache because it's now a situation I've got to repair a new tire um, for very little to no reason because the tire is absolutely fine. It's just sort of a cut on it that they're all classed as going deep enough to think of it. The tire's fine. It's just one of them where the tire's probably not fine in a sense. So it's more a case of I'm sort of planning to change cars anyway in about a month or so. So it's one of them where I don't really want to spend almost 200 quid on a new tire. So I was a bit frustrated about that. And I've also had a few things going on with. I had some issues with my car before Christmas that I'm trying to get insurance to cover and stuff like this, and they're sort of being a bit dicky about it. So I'm sort of. I think that day, I think my best thing would have just been not to trade. I was in a very like sort of shitty, not shitty mental point, but I sort of knew I was going to come into it a bit too aggressive maybe to make some money because I wanted to sit there and maybe take out a payout to sort of cover the costs of everything. And I don't know. I just think I went into that day too aggressive. And I think because the day before as well, the market being so one way, I sort of felt like I wanted to take a big swing trade. And got married to an idea that was just not right at all. The market, really looking at it now, there's no reason I should have took the trade that I took. I literally got short on a small pullback. Thought we'd get the VWAP touch, didn't get the VWAP touch, and ended up being a situation of okay, I'm now trading in a situation of where the fuck do I kill this trade? Where does it make sense to? We chopped around a bit, and then I went to get a drink, come back, And we're down over $2,000, and I'm sort of like, well, how the fuck do I manage this? I should have just killed the trade at $2,000 loss, and then I still would be $1,000 up on where I was, and I'd still be up $1,000 on the account. But look, it's one of them where I think it's one of them where I have to learn from that and not let it happen again, because I put off my notes. I FOMO'd into the trade. I didn't want to miss out. I initially wanted to take the trade 10 points up, didn't take it, then it started to go, so I took it, which was stupid. Shouldn't do that. Couldn't manage my stop at a tight enough point. What I wanted to do with the initial trade was I wanted to get short at about 80 and have my stop up in the 90. So if we did go back up into that range, I was out the trade and I would have lost like 10 points. Otherwise, what I could have done is if I did enter at the 80s, put my break even in when we get down to sort of like when we got down to 70 and then on 65, and probably would have took off manually at 65 because it would have been up obviously 20 points, which would have been enough for me to be like, okay, I'm happy with that. It's one of them where I think just it's a bad mental day. That's all it was, and it's as much as it's a bad, as much as I can sort of I'm like, all right, it's fine, whatever. It is a $3,000 loss. That's a massive day. I mean, the P&L on the account now is just about green, and that was obviously if I hadn't had that day, we'd be well over $3,000 now. Well, maybe not well over, but I'd be over $3,000 on that day. So I think it's just one of them for me where I didn't kill the account, thankfully. I put myself in a really shit spot because of it, but I didn't kill the account. I took a bad loss. I got burned because I got married to an idea, and I just need to go again and not let it happen again. And sort of that'll be my easiest way of going about it. There was no ifs, ands, or buts to it. Not a good day. Not a good day. But I was really proud of Thursday. Thursday, I was really, really happy with. I put in my notes, I was really, really happy with it as well. So that's how you know I was really, really happy. Thursday, I took a trade, and I was really. This is when Powell was actually talking at this point. Now, I usually don't trade news when there's news going on and stuff like that, but I saw a sap I could not refuse to take. Just seemed like a shoe in that we were going to go up, and I could get my stop at a really nice point. Where if it did go down, I would have been fine. And when I just had a massive loss, I did need to sort of take that sort of trade and keep my position, sort of try and push myself back up, because obviously when you do have a $3,000 loss on a 150k account, you only have $1,500 left. So these sort of not cheap trades is what I would call it, where I'm only risking sort of 10 points, where I can sit there and risk 10 and make sort of 10, 15, 20, which is what I'm going to say is like a good trade situation for me, especially when it's a high probability trade as well. That sort of situation that I want to be taking every single time. Obviously, took that trade. You'll see that trade. Took it. Got long. Put my stop. That's the biggest thing I decided I was going to do. Every trade that I want to do from this point forward, I'm going to put my stop in before, or put it in before in my head before I put the trade on, and then instantly put my stop in, and I cannot move it. So say for example I get long at 80, I say my stop is at 70, I can't move my stop down to like say 60 or whatever. I have to give it the breathing. I can't give it more breathing room than it needs to. If I think that's the point, that's the trade, that's the decision I took at the beginning of the trade. That's the plan that I took. Now obviously I can travel the stop up. So say for example I get long at 80, we move up to say the hundreds. I can then move my stop to break even, or even if it moves up to 90, I can move it to break even or whatever. Sort of, I can move my stop up to break even and obviously trail it up if I want to, but I cannot sit there and have a trade that is, say, I have a 10-point stop loss on and then move it down to 20 when we're about to get hit, and then down to 30 and down to 40. Because before you know it, I should have been only down $400 in this trade. I'm now down $1,600. I'm now sat there panicking, and not panicking, but I've now lost my head, and now I'm not going to sit there and trade properly. That's the best way to put it. That's my biggest rule that I've sort of decided. I've really thought about that on Wednesday night. So that's what I did on Thursday, and I think I really executed that trade perfectly. Took off manually a little bit, maybe a little bit premature in a sense of I could have let that run, but again, if I had let it run, because I moved myself to break even, I would have got break even on that trade before it did keep going up. So it's one of them where obviously hindsight now, I did pretty much the best thing I could have done. Took my risk off to let it go up the 5 extra points that I wanted it to go up, and then took off manually, which was fine by me. Very good day. 550 on a day like after the day before is very nice. Put me obviously we're back to a bit more cushion, over a $2,000 cushion again. All right. Then we'll go on to Friday. Friday was Friday was a day for me where I don't really know what I was doing because obviously I had Wednesday, which was really bad, and then Friday I came into the day and I've kind of just lost all sort of thinking. Cognitive, I think cognitive thinking is the best way to put it. Thinking of what I should be doing because I said to myself before I took the trade, my first trade, I'm not shorting down here. It's pointless. There's a massive bounce point. It could easily bounce off this. It's not worth it. And it went down another 10 points, and then I shorted, and I sort of was like, what the fuck have I just done? This was just gambling. Um, and that's all I can sum Friday up to was a gamble day. I didn't trade properly. Both my trades I'm not happy with either. I just gambled. That's the best way of putting it. And I realised I was gambling. Um, and I don't really know why I did it, to be honest with you, because to me it's one of them where I FOMO'd into the trade. I wanted to take a short. I just don't get why I had to take that short because there was no reason to take a short. There was no reason to because I can't put a stop in. And with the drawdown I have, I can't sit there and take a short where I have to go down 20 points. Um, Maybe I can sit there and say I was taking a momentum trade, but it's like that's not really what I was doing at all. I kind of just FOMO'd into a trade because I didn't want it to go without me, and then obviously when it jumped up, I panicked and got out the trade. And then I was very close to revenge trading and getting long because I thought we were going to push back up. And thank fucking God I didn't. Otherwise, I would have lost my account on Friday. That would have been it. I was down $900 at that point, and because I was trading 3 lots, I would have lost the account there, which to me is really, 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 really poor. That was Friday was by far as much as Wednesday was bad P&L wise. I can excuse it a bit more because I know how I was feeling beforehand, and I knew I should have traded. Especially afterwards, I made a note to make sure that if that sort of situation happens again, just don't bother. It's not worth it. It's not worth going into a trading day and being sat there with the idea of having any sort of idea of finances or anything that in my head. I want to get on, trade, and enjoy and just take or leave whatever and just go with that because Friday, I don't get. That was probably my worst day of trading in the Express Funds account, if I'm honest. That was my worst day. My worst day, as much as it's not my biggest loss day, Friday was my worst day. Uh, I should never be sitting there and getting in a trade with no idea of how to manage it because I have no way I can manage it because I'm just pretty much hoping it doesn't go high enough up before it stops me out. So obviously I manually kill the trade, get long, but I get short again after I felt like we were going to redump down. With 3 lots, took off at 50. I got very lucky, and I can't sit there and say anything otherwise. That was not good trading. That was my worst day of trading I've had in absolutely yonks. Absolutely yonks. So, that wraps up the week. The week's P&L, I think, is minus. Let me quickly grab it up because I had it here a second ago and I've lost it now. I believe the P&L on the week is minus $927. Now, obviously, doesn't look very good. Looks very bad when you look at it in that sense. But for me, down $927. I'm still green on the account, and after a massive, terrible day, pretty much the worst possible day you can get, only being down $900 is nothing. I'm absolutely over the moon with that. For me, P&L wise, I'm actually really happy with this week. I should have probably be down $2,000 in the week. I probably should have lost my account in reality. Um, but it's one of them, isn't it? Sometimes you get a bit of luck go your way, and I just need to make sure that that doesn't end up becoming an occurring thing that I need the luck to continue to trade because that was horrible, absolutely horrible day on Friday, and it completely killed my week because I felt like Monday and Tuesday and Thursday were really good days. I actually felt quite good with my trades. Wednesday, I'm gonna sort of scratch that day up a bit because as much as I know it was a bad trading day and I know I shouldn't have done it right, what I shouldn't have done, it's one of them where it's one of them where I completely understand what I did wrong, and it wasn't sort of a situation of, you know, I did something like horrifically bad that I was going to lose the account over. I wasn't going to lose the account, so it's sort of, you know, I could have been sat there on that day, and the trade could have gone my way. It could have dumped down all the way, and I could have took off 50 points, 100 points on that day, which is the sort of trade that I was going for, and I could have been up on the day $2,000 and been sat here in a completely different situation. But it's one of them. I had a absolutely horrific Friday, which is the day that pissed me off the most. Even though I made $300, almost $400, it's one of them where I can't sit there and be happy about it. It's ruined my weekend completely, even though I had a green day still. But I'm gonna end the video here. There's probably still uh, clips playing in the background, so I'll let them play out. I'm hoping to make more videos next week. I'm hoping to do a bit more daily videos than I have the last 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks has been weeklies, and weeklies are a bit naff. I don't really like doing weeklies that much. I do in some senses because it makes it a bit easier for me just to fully do that on a Saturday and have the whole week up for the Saturday. But I also like doing the weekly days because I feel like I'm not uploading enough videos. Maybe I am. I don't know. I'll see how I feel next week. If I have a decent little sort of day or two, or if I feel like I want to upload, I'll upload it. If I won't, I'll just do weekly again. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. If you guys did enjoy the video, if the clips are still playing, that's fine. If they're not, also fine. I'm just talking and it's a black screen. Okay, fine. We'll see. I haven't actually edited the clips together. But anyway, I'm gonna end the video here. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys next week. All being well. See.